Get ready. Start. Sir, I would just like to touch briefly on a few aspects of this question of national transport policy. This report is a very valuable report, but like many of its predecessors and successors, I think it is being consigned to the pigeon holes or cold storage, whatever you like to call it. And most of the recommendations that you find in this report have not been implemented by the government, whether it is the central government or the state government, or the two of them having jointly responsibility in some of these matters. The problems which are facing the country in this respect are getting more and more acute. Sir, you will forgive me if I speak with particular reference to some of the problems as they affect my state and my part of the country, not because of any local or partition outlook, but because I just got very limited time at my disposal. About freight equalization, there is a whole chapter in this report. I only wish to point out that report itself has stated categorically that the original purpose of railway freight equalization was to stimulate the dispersal of industries, but they have also admitted that this object has not been achieved, and rather than helping the proper and optimal dispersal of industries, it has actually added to the real transport costs. Now, for example, in West Bengal, iron and steel, which are available in our region, are covered by freight equalization. So that is an advantage enjoyed by the engineering industries located in other state at great distances like Maharashtra and so on. But in the reverse process, you find that Bengal does not grow any raw cotton. We have got textile industries, and all the raw material, that is cotton, has to be brought from cotton growing areas. But it is not covered by freight equalization. So our textile industry offers this disadvantage in competition with the other older textile centers. Similarly, consumer goods have also not been covered. We have to get all our sugar from outside. We do not grow any sugar cane. Even mustard oil, which is the normal cooking medium for most of the people in Bengal, strangely enough has to be brought from outside. Mustard oil seeds have to be brought from outside, which are grown much more in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, and other parts of the country. Coal, I believe, is not actually covered by this freight equalization, but there exists a system of telescopic rates, as a result of which the consumers of coal who are situated at a great distance from the coal fields are actually enjoying the advantage of the telescopic rates. It is another form of freight equalization, even if formally it may not be so. I think that it is high time the government should make up its mind as to what to do with this freight equalization, which has been in force for some considerable time. So I strongly plead that this recommendation of the committee should be taken seriously. They had spoken about phasing out 4 or 5 years ago. I think it is high time that this equalization policy was given up. It is working to the advantage of some states, but it is working against the interests of other states. Therefore, it becomes an issue not of harmonious reconciliation of interests, but it becomes an issue of controversy and dispute, and adds to interstate tension and disputes. Then I would like to say something about the Kolkata port, with which the Honorable Minister of Shipping and Transport is very much concerned. This report has spoken about the phase that most of our inland waterways are facing very serious hazards. That is to say, hazards of shallow water erosion of the banks of the rivers and so on. But of all the inland waterways, the one which is never described as an inland waterway because it happens to be one of the major rivers of this country is the Ganga. When it reaches the Gangetic Delta, when it becomes known more familiarly as the river Hooghly. Everybody knows that for years we are grappling with this problem, viz. That unless something is done to improve the navigability of that river, the Calcutta port is dwindling, is shrinking, and it can no longer receive large vessels as it used to at one time, and this is all 740 due to the situation of the river, for which government has spent a considerable amount of money constructing the Faraka barrage in the hope that we would get an extra flow of water from the Ganga diverted through the Faraka barrage, which would flush out the accumulated silt from the Hooghly River and thus permit navigability to be increased. But I regret to say that this is not happening at all. I think the state government has drawn the attention of the center only a couple of weeks ago that despite the agreement we are not getting the required water. Stop.